If you thought the IEBC chair was a seat of honor, history suggests it's more of a political graveyard.
They told them. And since elections are not the type of an activity you can continue throughout the night, it's not a dancing occasion.
Wafula Chebukati, the man who twice walked Kenya through election chaos, has breathed his last. At 64 years old, the former Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC chairman succumbed after nearly a week in a Nairobi hospital, marking the end of a life that transitioned from a quiet lawyer to the most scrutinized election referee in Kenyan history. For a man who lived quietly as a lawyer before 2017, Chebukati's name became synonymous with power, pressure, and paranoia. His law firm, Kuto and Associates Advocates, was just another legal practice until fate or political schemers thrust him into the national spotlight.
It shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Before his appointment as IEBC chair in 2017, Chebukati had the political footprint of a Sunday school teacher. His only attempt at public office was a failed ODM bid for the Saboti parliamentary seat in 2007 under Raila Odinga's ODM ticket, an ironic foreshadowing considering Raila would later be one of his fiercest critics. His quiet existence came to a screeching halt in 2017 when he was handed the ticking time bomb that was the IEBC chairmanship. His predecessor Isaac Hassan had warned that taking the job was like walking into a slaughterhouse.
You know,
having seen what they've just seen.
Yes, I mean, I was watching when they came to the office for us to hand over Dr. Akombe, you know, the Bulia, other commissioners. I was watching them. And I was asking myself, do they know what they're... What's wrong with these people? I mean, this lady is a P5, the UN. Why would she want to come to this place? But again, I realize, you see, people don't know what's inside there.
Until
you
get in.
Yes.
Chebukati, however, saw a calling, one that would end up chewing him alive.
Sasa tumepeleka kwa bwana Chebukati. Chebukati nasema ati wanataka bilioni 200 sijui na ngapi na 40 ati kuangalia masaa hii peke yake. Sasa ulize bwana Chebukati, wewe na hii secretariat yako nakaa hapa kila mwaka unakula mshahara, unafanyaga kazi gani?
And it didn't take long for Chebukati to test the blood and fire of Kenyan elections.
Align that team and another.
His baptism by fire came just before the 2017 polls when Chris Musando, IEBC's head of IT, was found murdered under mysterious circumstances. Musando had been the man in charge of the electronic transmission system, the very system that was later blamed for the election's irregularities.
We have no faith at all in the Electoral Commission as currently constituted. They have committed criminal acts. Most of them actually belong to jail.
Despite the blood-stained cloud of Musando's murder, Chebukati went ahead with the elections, announcing Uhuru Kenyatta's victory over Raila Odinga. But in a move that shocked not just Kenya but the entire continent, the Supreme Court nullified the elections, citing massive irregularities, and suddenly Chebukati was a man at the center of an electoral earthquake, the first African election annulled by a court ruling. Chaos erupted within IEBC. Roslyn Akombe fled the country, citing political interference. 3 commissioners, Connie Nkatha, Margaret Mwachanya, and Paul Kurgat resigned, accusing Chebukati of incompetence. And then there was the repeat election, boycotted by Raila Odinga, leaving Uhuru Kenyatta with a walkover victory. But Chebukati was battered, bruised, and tainted. If 2017 nearly broke him, 2022 nearly buried him alive. As he declared William Ruto the winner, his own house crumbled. 4 out of 7 commissioners, Julian Cherera, Francis Wanderi, Irene Masit, and Justus Nyang'aya publicly disowned the results. The Cherera Four claimed the process lacked transparency, igniting a political inferno. Then came the bombshell. Chebukati alleged that high-ranking government officials tried to bribe and intimidate him into altering the results. But by then, public opinion was split. Was he a brave whistleblower or the architect of a rigged election? At Bomas of Kenya, where results were being announced, chaos erupted as Azimio politicians stormed the venue. A scuffle ensued, punches were thrown, and security forces had to intervene to shield Chebukati from what looked like an impending mob justice scenario. The fallout was brutal. The Cherera Four were purged, resignations, tribunals, and the eventual dismissal of Irene Masit followed. Chebukati walked away in January 2023, leaving behind an electoral body fractured beyond repair.
Of ID number 6847208 has been duly elected as the president.
Just 2 years after leaving office, the Grim Reaper came knocking. Reports surfaced that Chebukati was battling an undisclosed illness, but his family dismissed it as propaganda. However, controversial blogger Maverick Aoko insisted otherwise, claiming that he had been suffering from mysterious migraines and had even been airlifted to Germany for treatment. Chebukati has had an eye problem for a while and used to be treated at Aga Khan, since Kamagut thugs knew he might talk someday. Remember when he was flown to Germany, wakasema ni propaganda? He was airlifted in a St. John's Air ambulance at 28 million shillings. He was there for 3 months, wakamfungua bonnet ya kichwa to check the root of the headaches. Mzee has never been the same. He's barely coherent. Hajielewi, ni zombie too. If he insists on going somewhere, he's taken round the house or compound ya his home hapa Karen, then anaambiwa tumefika, then anarudishwa kwa kiti. Aoko said. 6 months later, whispers turned into reality. Chebukati was pronounced clinically dead, and within days, his final demise was confirmed. His death has reignited a long-standing political superstition that the IEBC chairmanship seat is cursed. Many have drawn eerie parallels to Samuel Kivuitu, the 2007 elections chief, who also died 2 years after leaving office, plagued by illness and controversy after announcing Mwai Kibaki as the winner of an election that sparked the 2007 post-election violence.
The head of the civil service that we must have the swearing of the president in the public. We want this to be a custom, so arrangements should be made for that. And arrangements were made. For those in the media knows it, it's just that the media never comes open sometimes for their own benefit. Nyayo Stadium was prepared, and there were army men and others who were parading there and exercising there, so that swearing will be done there. They were there. You go and ask. They were there. They practiced for 2 weeks for the purpose of swearing the president in public. We insisted on that. Why would I change all of a sudden that and agree and swear at night? The point is we are given the results. Why do I bring them to my house here?
So were you shocked that the swearing in took place at night?
Of course, it was not at night, but I was surprised that we had to.
It was dusk.
Yeah, I didn't like that.